How's it going, YouTube? We are back this time with an update on the MLB MVP race. I know it's a little bit late for July, but I needed to wait to see how all the odds were going to change based on the injuries that we have had in the National League. Before we get started, I have to ask you guys to leave a like and subscribe. It would really help me out if you guys do so. We're going to go to the American League first because it's much more simple. Vlad Guerrero Jr. plus 600 and Shohei Ohtani at minus 750. The duo that has just been dueling it out all year long. It looks like Ohtani is slowly starting to edge Vladdy out. For some reason, I just don't see it. Vlad's hitting a 319 with 35 bombs, 87 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, and a 1047 OPS. Compared to Ohtani's 269, 37 home runs, 82 RBIs, 15 stolen bases, and a 1015 OPS. Vlad is still in a race for a triple crown. If he gets that batting average up past Michael Brantley, he has the triple crown, and I think he should be MVP. As a pitcher, Ohtani is 6-1 with a 2.93 ERA, 86 innings pitched, 106 strikeouts, 1.09 WHIP. That's a great stat line as a pitcher, and his hitting is great for a power hitter as well. But I just don't see it being MVP caliber. I get it, he's doing it on both sides of the ball, but I just don't see it as being the MVP caliber. I think Vlad right now should be the MVP. That's just my opinion, obviously. Everybody can have their own. If you guys agree or disagree with me or agree, either way, it's fine. Ohtani is a star. He's a stud in the league right now. He's really good for baseball, but right now I think Vlad is having a better season. On to the National League, where things just got really, really interesting because of injuries to DeGrom and Tatis. Trey Turner climbs into the top 5 with a plus 850 OPS, a 321 batting average, 18 home runs, 49 RBIs, 22 stolen bases, and a .887 OPS. So his RBIs are never going to be that high because he's a top 2 hitter in the lineups. He's batting 1 or 2. He's going to steal a lot of bases. He's going to draw a lot of walks. He hits for contact. But, he's one of those guys where their WAR stat carries a lot of, or it shows a lot of what they do. Him and Muncy are 2 of the top, 5 in the National League right now, which is probably the reason why they are up on this list now, and some other guys aren't. Trey Turner has, since he's been a Dodger, I've seen him make already a pretty large impact in his base running and stretching, stealing bases, stretching ground balls to shortstop into, runs from first base. It's just insane to watch that guy play. I'm so glad he's in blue. But, he should be considered. I think he should be highly considered based on what he's done this season for both the Nationals and the Dodgers so far. If he continues to play the way that he has been playing, I don't see why he can't be in that conversation. Freddie Freeman has climbed into the race as well at plus 850 after a really, really bad start to the season. A lot of people said that Muncy should have started the All-Star game over Freeman, and at that time I would agree. But right now, I think Freeman has been the better player. He's hitting 294 with 24 home runs and 63 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, which is surprisingly good for someone that doesn't normally steal bases. He's not that fast, but that's pretty good. 898 OPS, all-star starter. He's a great perennial MVP candidate every single year. Gold Glover, Silver Slugger. He face of the Braves franchise for a really long time. If you want to say Acuna, you can, but I think Freeman is still the best player on their team right now. He's in the MVP race. Unfortunately, Acuna is not in the MVP race because of his injury. Had he not gotten hurt, of course, he would still be in the race as well. But I just don't know if Freeman is going to be able to keep up with all these other guys. I know he's playing extremely good baseball, and I think that he deserves to be considered as well. I just don't know, compared to the other guys, how much of an impact he's going to be making on his team in the latter half of the season. Are the Braves going to be in a playoff race? We don't know. The Phillies got hot. The Mets have been up there all season. So they're kind of stuck in a place where they're not too far behind, but everybody's kind of getting hot around them, except for the Mets that are cold now. So if they want to jump on the Mets and make up ground on the Mets, now's a good time to do it. Max Muncy at a plus 500, 275 batting average, 22 home runs, 64 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and a 951 OPS. He's been real solid all year long for the Dodgers. Slumping a little bit of late, but he has been such a solid piece and really the only rock in the lineup. He's been consistent all year long. I know he's in a down patch, but he's been relatively, he's been solid, as solid as it gets in the MLB, in my opinion. That 275 has been a constant all year long. He's a consistent 275. It's not fluctuating, going down and then coming up and then going down. He's been sitting at 275 pretty much all year long, even in this dry spell that he's in. You know, like I said, people thought he should have started the All-Star game based on his WAR. He has one of the higher WARs in the National League, which is why he's up here. You know, he really is turned into a top first baseman in the league. I think those two are probably the top two in the National League. If you want to say some other guys, I can't really see it for, at least in the National League. If you want to say the American League, there's probably a couple guys that you could say, well, this guy's number one or this guy's number two over Muncy and Freeman. But I see Muncy as a top two first baseman right now. Flip-flop Freddie Freeman any way that you want to do it. But I think that right now Muncy deserves to be where he's at on this list, and I think that if he continues to you know, play good defense like he has all year and continue to drive in runs with power or with contact and draw his walks, I think that he has a good shot to win MVP as well. Bryce Harper, this guy came out of nowhere all of a sudden. Last week he was not even in the top 5. Now he's second. It goes to show how weird this season has been. Like, nobody has been dominant. Nobody's been, you know, it's just been a really weird year where everybody just kind of beating everybody. Obviously, you have the really bad teams that are not beating anyone, but the good teams are doing a lot of beating each other up. So Bryce Harper jumps into the race at plus 400 with a 302 batting average, 20 home runs, 45 RBIs, 12 stolen bases, a 983 OPS, and all of a sudden the Phillies are in first in the East. I think last year I had said that to keep an eye on the Phillies after the All-Star break. They didn't end up making that playoff push. Sorry, it might have been 2019 before the COVID year. But they did not end up making that playoff push. And they go out and they get Kyle Gibson. They have Wheeler. You know, Aaron Nola. They have a solid 1-2-3 in the pitching staff. Their bullpen, you know, it's still a little iffy, but it's not as bad as it once was. Their lineup is pretty good. You know, Segura, Realmuto, Harper, of course. You know, they have an underrated lineup, in my opinion. And they're in first in the East, and Bryce Harper's right there, you know, carrying them along, bringing them along. You know, he's hitting the ball extremely well right now. They just swept the Mets, and, you know, he's been a large part of why they're playing so well. So he rightfully jumps up to that second spot. And now, Fernando Tatis Jr. Now, this is an interesting one at minus 110. So last week they were talking about season-ending surgery for him. Possibly season-ending surgery for him on his shoulder, which he has dislocated again for, you know, the third time of the year. And now they're giving him reps in the outfield. And I wish I would have made a video about it like a month or two ago when he was having all of his struggles defensively. I said they're going to move him to the outfield and they're going to let C.J. Abrams come up. When he's ready to come up, they're going to let him take over at short. Because Tatis is the arm to be an outfielder. His fielding is not great at shortstop. I think that he's better in the outfield. He's a really big shortstop, which I don't mind. Corey Seager's a big shortstop too, and I think he plays a good shortstop as well. But especially now with these shoulder issues that Tatis is dealing with, moving him to the outfield where he doesn't have to reach for the ball as much and, you know, risk loosening that shoulder makes a lot more sense to me. The only issue I see is since he's so electric, he's going to be willing to put his body on the line, diving for balls, running into the wall to rob home runs and stuff like that. It's just that you're asking for another shoulder injury there, but I think it's less risky for him long term for him to play the outfield than it is for him to play shortstop. And if that's the case and he does come back, I really don't think we have any arguing case on who should be the MVP. It should still be him. The numbers speak for themselves. The 292 batting average, 31 home runs, 70 RBIs, 23 stolen bases, and a 1024 OPS. All in the top still, you know, top level after, you know, he's missed another, you know, 3-4 weeks. He's still tops in a lot of things, and that's goes to show how good he has been. I don't know what the limit's going to be on how long he can miss without, you know, falling out of the running for MVP. Obviously, DeGrom has fell out, unfortunately, for him in the Cy Young and MVP race. But, you know, Harper, Muncy, Freeman, and Turner are all on Tatis' trail. So if he can't get it right in the outfield right now, he's going to lose out on a chance to play a full season again and lose out on his first MVP or, you know, significant major award like that, other than Silver Slugger. But Silver Slugger, a bunch of guys get Silver Sluggers. Only one guy gets MVP. So that's going to do it for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe. Comment who your guys' MVP are in both leagues. And I will see you guys next time.